Can y'all hear me now? Hello. Are we back? Are we back? You know, it's me using the this mic. We may have to unplug the mic. Can someone put a thumbs up if we're back? I'm glad that there's people here. Shout out to the people watching the stream. Shout out to the five. Um, you was really talking, y'all. I heard that I gave the best intro. I gave the best intro, okay, originally, and to find out plugged here that y'all didn't hear what I had to say. I'm checking the mic to make sure it ain't unplugged. But yes, welcome back to another live stream of Delightful _ Dawn. Don't forget to follow me on all social media platforms at Delightful _ Dawn. It's on the screen on Instagram, TikTok, all the platforms that I post on. Don't forget to thumbs up this video. Comment in the stream. Comment if you're watching the playback. Don't forget to comment in the comment section. Share the video if you feel like someone else may be, mesmerized by Dawn, by Tay. I'm giving very much demure, no makeup, very much bare skin, no lashes. I'm just trying to be here. I'm trying to get y'all the tea, but apparently I've been having some issues. Hey, Brianna. Okay, Liz, thank you. Shout out to Liz, because if it wasn't for her, I just would have been talking. You know what I'm saying? I just would have been talking. Yes, I really was having a good time, and I was really feeling myself and really like engaging and giving y'all like a little mini update without an update officially. And y'all heard enough of it. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe what I gave wasn't what's supposed to be given. Okay. Hey, Brianna Coleman, realtor extraordinaire, top flights in this mofo. Hey, girl. Hey. Okay, she said showing the nails and saying everything. Girl, I was trying to say, I put on press-on nails early this week, and I just had to redo these two and this one, and I was really excited about like being on here. I feel like I wasn't going where I put on some perfume. I took a shower before I came on. I just really felt like I wanted to be on the stream when I do the video. But apparently, I did all of that. I had like made sure like I kind of matched the decor of like what's like it's how what our whole vibe is when it comes to like the thumbnail. I wanted to match like the vineyard. That's not the vineyard, the vines. And my favorite color is green, as y'all know. But I don't put that on none of my securities. So I have another backup color. I don't put green. The green is one of my favorite colors. But yes, how is our Friday? How's everyone's Friday going? Okay, we worked. What I did today, I worked. She collected the bag. A busy week next week. A busy week. It's a busy month. Let's just say a busy month is coming up. I've been off YouTube for about three weeks ish. That's a story in itself. And today I was scrolling on TikTok, And it's funny how we all have plans for our lives and have plans for how we want things to go, and it just didn't go as planned. Like my day just didn't go as planned because someone, like stood Dawn up for the past couple of days, and Dawn was just in a mood. If anyone knows me, I am a very like I'm dramatic. I'm very emotional, but for the most part, I keep my emotions checked accordingly. Why does it says live? I only been live for a minute. Okay, I wasn't live that long, but I keep my emotions intact for the most part. At least that's what I think. And then when it comes time for it to be built up, then I explode or like have like a mini moment. But I'm also very much aware of not physical surroundings, but spiritual surroundings. I'm very much in tune to the atmosphere of emotions and people vibes. I'm very much in tune with it. I guess. Okay. You said, "Don, why you say? Oh, what's the point of saying that?" I say that all to say that lately, because we're talking about updates. Lately, I've been trying to reset and reevaluate how I move with relationships, whether personal, professional, romantic. And that has been a challenge for me because to me, all of them are the same. I see everything is probably much like, on the same playing field except for career. Like, of course, the relationships you're gonna have with coworkers or with like your boss, like that's gonna be a certain level of like I've learned like what and what not to share, and having like the people that I have made confidants, where it's like little personal stuff has come or we've become friends. Like that is intimate for me to where I respect those relationships. But I feel like that everything else, like my whole life is just different in a lot of ways. As we know, this year has been a year of many changes, a year for me non-support. I feel very unsupported when it comes to 2024, and that's fine. That is fine for me because I feel like this year has like really shown that I can be an adult and not have the support that I thought I would have many moons ago when I did decide to like transition just to the next chapter in my life. With that being said, I'm trying to see how to wing it back to where we're talking about. With that being said, like I'm learning to incorporate rules. And that's with romantic and personal relationships. Get it, Vaughn. Get it, Vaughn. Hey, I'm learning to incorporate all of that stuff now in my tender 30 plus age. And for me, because of how I've navigated life up until now, it's like sometimes I find myself getting wisdom from like my little sister. And I'm like, dang, I really poured into her because she be pouring it back to me. And she's like, I can't believe you acting like this at your big age. And you know what's supposed to be doing, sis. And my best friend Liz, like but my best friend Liz is more kind of like, I've seen you from the beginning. And she know I'm a big talker. I'm gonna talk mad cash money, okay? I'm gonna talk cash money. But sometimes, implementing some of those things can be hard, especially when you haven't experienced life as much as many people. So when I say experienced life, I grew up very sheltered. And that's probably majority of me. My mom just didn't expose us to a lot, and it was like a lot of other stuff happening. So I was exposed, but I also was kind of sheltered at the same time. So my only friends is over underscore plus size. She was one of the few friends that I had growing up that I was truly close with, or had like this depthness of where I felt like I was being comforted from. You know what I mean? I feel like it was a mutual thing, but she's older than me. So I always feel like this level of comfort and like camaraderie when it came to her. So other than that, like I had another best friend growing up, and then I had god sisters and stuff like that. But it's just a different type of relationship that you get with people when you do grow up in a household where there's like a lot of rules, or a lot of like, I don't want my kids to be exposed to certain things. Um Let me get the thought process out, sis. Don't do that. She said, "You calling me an old lady?" I'm not calling you an old lady. I'm saying that you have wisdom due to the years that you have been on this earth that I wasn't. 2024 has been the hardest year to cope with this far. Yes, and I know she knows. She has been through so much, and she was a second friend that what she's talking about that I had experienced, like trying to be there for it. And it was both of my friends, like my best bosom buddies, are different in personality, but they have a lot of similarities when it comes to like being catered to. That's another conversation. Let me off. But yeah, so me learning how to implement, or not even implement, to put in place new rules has been a challenge. And I'm using words that that kind of like, I don't want to put words like, challenge. That's the best thing. It's been a challenge in 2024, and we talked about in previous streams where we talked about me coming to like started dating, kind of late bloomer. I officially started dating like maybe 2020-ish as an adult. Like other than that, I've never really tried dating as an adult. And so for me, those were some stuff that I was navigating with my best friend, because it wasn't both, my best friend, and with my village at that time that I no longer have. So I'm not gonna talk about everything else, because all of the other stuff kind of like pours into like what this live stream is about tonight. Because that village was dismantled, and for when it came to me being here in Texas, that a lot of stuff came into play personally that I feel like if I did still have it established, I just didn't have the maturity to kind of navigate that alone, because I've never had to deal with that before when it came to like dating. Ooh. Girl, got her. Ooh. Girl, I'm crying because I started choking. I don't even know. You ever choked on nothing? I choked on like my own saliva. But yeah, so that's been a challenge. And then so recently, in the process of me dating, I've been trying to incorporate core rules for me to be able to help navigate that thing. So that's how we got here. We're getting here slowly, but we're getting here 9 minutes and 24 seconds in. But that's how we got here, and that's how I got to talking about this particular 3-month rule. And for me, I still treat them the same, whether it's with friendships or with romantic. When I'm talking particularly about romantic relationships, we're gonna get to a comment from one of our beautiful subscribers / moderator, Top Flight Security. I think we connected better because we literally grew up in the same household, different addresses. True. And that can even go into parts when you are, talking to someone that may be a potential partner. And I do think that opposites do attract when it comes to that, because I don't know if I want to date me. You know what I mean? I like me. I think me is beautiful. I think me is energetic. I think me is like has deafness. Like I have deaf. I feel like me is a lot. and me dealing with me, I don't want that. But I do think I'm a catch. But I do think that she's right. Like we grew up in the same type of chaotic on some sort of level in different households, and then there was a certain sense of peace that we found in each other, and that's what I want in a romantic partner. I want to find peace in the person that I ultimately do life with. Hey Alicia, hey Slasher Chick, hey girl. We live in the building. We live. Okay. She said happy Friday. Happy Friday, Slay. Slasher, you know what? I thought we should like a she do gotta say it. But for her people, are we slasher chicks and dudes and dudes? Not dudes. Okay. She says, "Nah, I want to date myself. No one can me like me." That's because you like a very chill person, and she said that's why. So I'm just staying. She just stays single for now. That makes sense. So for me, why I wouldn't want to date me is because I'm so high in energy. I'm so like up there in like my thoughts and processing. I need someone that's gonna be able to match it, but also be a more rational person when I'm irrational. I want someone to kind of I want a puzzle piece, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want me for me. And the reason I say that because sometimes I feel like I just personally, as a Gemini, I match well with individuals who have other attributes about them that makes them great and that makes us like a good match. So that's what I just desire. Whether that's good or not, I don't know. Whether it's good or not, I don't know. See, look, I'm not the seasoned dater though. Oh yeah, I'm talking to Kobe. She probably I never really sent her my lives. I don't think a lot of my friends come on my lives, like my personal friends. I don't even know why I'm stuck on even looking at that right now. It's not of importance, but not. I'm just looking at it down. So we're gonna read some comments and then we're gonna get to the whole 3-month rule and why we started talking about that today. From Slasher Chick. Yes, I need compliments, but I need us to have the same values. So I think that's what I mean. I want to date me. Okay. I totally understand that. I feel like value-wise, I would want me. I would want someone who is loyal. I would want someone who is kind. I would want someone who will go above and beyond. I would want someone who feel like they would sacrifice for the other person, because that's just me as an individual. I see everyone initially as like a bosom buddy, a bosom like loved one. If I call you my friend, that's how I see you. I don't have to see you every day. I don't talk to you every day. It don't have to be that type of thing, but that's a certain love and respect that I have for you, that I feel like if you were to say you need me and I can provide for that need, or if what you need me for I can't do, that I would do my best to be able to support you in another way to make you feel like you are, being valued. So I feel like that's the stuff I want. But as far as the person, like personality, I don't want somebody to be high energy as me. I feel like they would annoy me, like, shut up. Like, sir, come on. I probably, I don't know. So maybe they need to have more. I feel like it's certain type of characteristics that you want in a partner. So maybe I need to figure that out. Like, what are the characteristics that I want? I know the values, but certain stuff, I can't build a man. Like, I need the definition of honesty to be the same as mine. Ooh, that's true. Let me listen while I clean. All right, girl. Shout out to the 5 people in the stream. Hey, dear Alexa dear, aka Kimmy Alexandria. She says, hey girl, hey, hey. We need to get Miss Kimmy back on the streets. That's a very wise young woman. Kimmy is I almost said your whole name. Kimmy is one of the young ladies that I met here on YouTube in the YouTube streams, and I feel like a lot. Why do these people keep bringing their dogs to poop around my stuff and they don't pick up that poop? They don't find out, start taking pictures and putting it into the leasing office. Anyway, oh, zip. Kimmy is one of them people to where I feel like I've seen when she would talk at her live streams, very wise, very wise. Me looking behind just kind of threw my whole I was like, squirrel. I heard the man talking and the scrappy barking. Guess I hear you on not your same personality. Okay, good. All right, so he says, thank you, Dawn. Delightful. Yeah, I do miss her on her though. I know it's like she had grade A quality personality. And that's not even me like being capped. Grade A quality person. I've never met her, but grade A. If I feel like she should definitely be on the streams. You know, Kimmy want to come up? She probably girl. Anyway, always welcome over here. I love her, and she says I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see that you were in the chat. Checking boxes. What are the qualities, the values? What do you have? What do you have? What do you have? What do you have? You know, that is a thing. So for me, too much. For me, because I haven't dated, I'm trying to incorporate rules to kind of make my dating experience have better substance or outcomes for myself. And so I'm not in situations longer than what I need to be. So then I recently seen on TikTok where they talked about the 3-month rule. And so a lot of people have this definition when it comes to 3 months. And so what I've seen is the dating guideline that suggests that people should wait 3 months before making things official in a new relationship, a time frame that these people use to evaluate the potential of a new relationships. Maybe some people may use that 3 months rule in order to engage in sexual activity. Maybe they may use it to say, okay, it's my time. You know, what is the value? It takes 3 months for you to kind of know if this is going to be something of substance. And for me, I've just been back and forth. Girl, it's a whole link. She said she come up. She says, how does she connect? All right. I'm about to figure it out because, all right. I'm going to show the video from TikTok real quick, and then we're going to have y'all come up while I figure out how to share it. I'm about to put it in the chat, Alexa. How do I do this? Look, you know, I say you got one job. I had one job, baby, and it was to prepare myself for this thing. I'm turning down. I'm about to share my screen for the real quicksies. Share screen. Okay, share. And we're going to play it.
You guys need to know about the 3-month rule, and I'm going to explain it to you. Well, that's actually going to be pretty hard to do because I found 7 different definitions for the 3-month rule when scrolling through TikTok and other parts of the internet. There were 3 definitions on TikTok that were particularly common. The first of which is like, if you're in the talking stage of a casual relationship and at the 3-month mark, they haven't ever brought up if they want to get exclusive with you, they probably don't want to get exclusive with you. The second is that the first 3 months of a relationship are sort of the honeymoon period where where you are so infatuated with this person that it's really easy to overlook sort of red flags. So therefore, after that 3-month mark, you start getting a peek behind the curtain to see some of those incompatibilities that might not make you want to date that person. And the third was this idea that you should not get intimate with a person before the 3-month mark. So no kissing, no touching, nothing until you've been with a person for 3 months. And then there's a fourth definition that I've seen on TikTok, but I've also seen out on the internet and other places, which is this idea that psychologists say that people can only fake it for about 3 or 4 months. And so by the time you reach that 3-month mark, you're going to start seeing their real person. And then the least common definition that I've seen on TikTok is this idea that if after 3 months they're still trying to the same extent that they've been trying in the first 3 months, then that's a good sign for your relationship. Now, the last two definitions,
I want to know why so many definitions, but I guess it's all about perception of what like people get from these particular situations when it comes to like these rules that they have when it comes to having like the 3-month mark. The reason why I want to start implementing the 3-month rule is because I feel like for me, I don't see the red flags. I see them. I identify. That is interesting. I'm very much an analyzer of situations. I ask questions. I talk about it with friends. Like, girl, he said X, and she's like, girl, that's interesting. And I'm like, girl, but let me just wait and just, I want to go through the trenches with somebody. Oh, I want to see what's happening, and I feel like that's where I end up missing the mark. Let's see what she's gonna say. Let's see what Miss Mama's. Shout out to Rachel Vanderbilt PhD, and it's titled as the 3-month rule. Let me explain the 3-month rule. If after 3 months they don't indicate wanting to be exclusive, but they actually want to be exclusive and just string you along. Then she has the first 3 months of dating are she got them like marked off. The first 3 months of the relationships are the honeymoon period of infatuation stage. Girl, y'all get infatuated quickly. Girl, put a stamp on me because I be like in love. Oh, I'm about to bring up Alexa so she can comment with me. Hey girl, can we hear her? Can you hear me?
Hello.
And her voice sounds so yours. So young.
Hello, beautiful people.
Hi. Oh, okay. Don't play with her. She don't play with her. Don't play with her. Don't play with her.
Don't do it.
I am so happy to see. I haven't sent you in forever.
I
Like
know.
like my whole cheeks is hurting. As I'm like reading, hold on, I gotta soften them up so I don't be like a weirdo. You like, oh my gosh, Dawn, calm down. I see you all the time on the internet.
You don't though. It's been a few years.
It has been, and you do. First of all, let me take this off the screen because let me remove this. I do kind of want to keep that up. I want to make you bigger. Oh, I made myself bigger. Have you ever been on StreamYards?
No, it's my first time.
I just popped her StreamYards cherry.
Yay.
Well, yes, this is StreamYards. I can put you up, put you down. You can leave. You can come back and hit if you wanted to leave, like, oh, I gotta go. I'm right back. Hit the link again. Come back up here. It's such a vibe. We can share the screen. We can have music in the background. I can have commercials pop up on the screen. It's very much a vibe. If I end up like having an issue with like the connection, I can come back up later on the internet. Right now, you're on my computer, but I can always pop up on my phone. So I'm just letting you know the options for the future for yourself.
I've seen other people use it, and it's pretty cool, but this is my first time utilizing this. This is nice. I like it here.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully you come back. Are you at work?
I don't see why not. I just don't know if I don't know how soon I'll come back on my own channel.
Okay, we're gonna pray on it. We're gonna pray on it because y'all see she has that very soft, supple voice. And it's very soothing after a long day at 2:00 in the morning. You like, oh, Alexa's live. Oh, what's she talking about? Well, what is? Oh, I can't think. Is it Hero? What's your dog name?
Oh, Sunday.
Sunday.
He has sadly been put down. We put him down in February.
Oh no, not Sunday. The
Yeah.
bark used to be unmatched.
Yeah.
Oh, rest in power, Sunday. One
Mm.
of the best.
Our
Now
YouTube
I got a whole dog. That's
our
amazing.
YouTube pet.
I'm
Everybody
like,
knew him.
like, Lord, I can just imagine him and Scrappy together just going off, barking, chirping, and
Our personal alarm, right?
girl. Okay, he never let me sleep in ever. But yes, I don't know. Okay, Lizzie, you right. I am a hopeless romantic. I don't know, Alexa, how much of the life have you been listening to, but recently, well, I know yes, you noticed that I've started dating in my early 30s, and I'm trying to reestablish how I move when it comes to romantic or potential romantic partnerships. And I've had some really like, and I've seen you out there, finding love, hearing, what I mean? I see the swing, I see the happiness, I see the glow, and I want the glow. I'm a hopeless romantic.
The
And
glow,
so,
the glow doesn't come from anyone but
you.
yourself.
Period. So I understand this. I want for me. I feel like, oh Lord, hold on. Let me turn off the air.
I think a lot of people lose sight of themselves when they get into a relationship. And bless you, and part of that comes from not establishing a routine with yourself to begin with. Thank you. Part of that comes from not establishing a routine with yourself to begin with.
You're gonna have all of them telling me, Don, we been told you that.
If you don't know how to be by yourself, you're gonna get very attached. You're gonna grow, feelings fast, and it's gonna become a codependency thing. And I think the most important thing is to make sure you practice detachment. Don't get attached to people.
What does that mean? So I feel like you like preaching to the choir because I am so codependent on. I'm codependent on friendships. So I feel like when I find somebody, I'm like, I put my mark on them. Like, I love you. I don't have to see or talk to you all the time, but there's a certain like that's my person. That's mine. I'm very much territorial with everyone.
Being territorial and being codependent are two different things, like not being able to be without your person is a problem.
Okay, I feel I can be without the person. I feel like I don't do good with picking.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You don't sound too confident.
I feel like I can't because this is the thing. I don't know because I've never been with a person to be without the person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I've never had in my adult life had a boyfriend. I've never had like an exclusive partner. So I feel like I can be without a person. I haven't had no one. I've just been dating. And then sometimes I lose the boundaries. Okay, this isn't your person. So how far you're going about as entertaining them is something that a person would do if that was their partner or they was exclusive with each other. I haven't reached that level of like the line. Okay, this isn't your person, Dawn. So then when it comes to like, okay, I need you to do this, like, well, I'm not your man. And I'm like, well, I'm not your woman, so I'm not going to do this, but I do it anyway. So there's like no level. There's no definition. I'm just not used to being defined. So to me, I feel like I can be without, but also I've never been with. It's almost, I don't know how to explain it. So I'm like a 30-year-old, version to the idea of that type of partnership. So I feel like I'm okay without it. Where I find the issue is that when I'm talking to someone, I glamorize the person after so long of talking to them. So I'm like, I don't know if everybody do that. Like,
you become infatuated by them.
Yes, it's like, oh, this is the person. This is gonna be the person I'm gonna be with. I can see us doing this, and then when it don't happen that way, I'm like, well, maybe I did too much and I need to scale it back because I'm not being reciprocated that same type of energy. And then my friend over underscore plus was like, a person knows if you gonna be there, like if they like you enough to get to know you more after a certain period of time. Because I would just spill the tea. The person don't follow me here on social media. They know I have a social media, but I've been talking to this person since February of this year.
Mm-hmm.
From February up until now, we have gone back and forth to like talking. Okay, 1 minute we talking. Granted, I'm a person always like, I'm not talking to you no more because I feel like there's no growth. But they won't define like what we are. So technically I can talk to other people, which I do. Like I, have conversations, but they would prefer I don't talk to no one. But they also like she about to go off. They also she about to get up wisdom. They also feel like they can't commit to me like I quote unquote deserve. But I still they can have access to me as if I'm, their person, but I'm not their person. So recently, the person told me, because I'm like, I'm tired of this. I said, look here, Sherlock Holmes. I'm tired of dealing with your shenanigans. I'm past the 3 months of talking to this person. So I feel like we kind of know each other. We spend time with each other. Like, you kind of know if you want to talk to me on a more exclusive level or not. So he was like, I just need to get you to know you more as a person. And so I was like, okay, we'll see how they go. But I'm no longer entertaining you in an exclusive, like we're going to be exclusive type of mind frame. That's what I told him. I still feel like I'm going to stay and entertain it because that's just me. I'm comfortable with the person, even though he's not my person. So I'm trying to like, okay, well, I know my 3-month mark is up technically if I'm going to implement the rule. But I also feel like I'm not valued by the person. What do you think?
I think you just gave yourself all the answers.
Oh, my eye itching.
And I think it's really that simple. I just think we really...
Look what she said.
I just think that we really fight with that. And I don't know why. Like, you answered all your questions. Like, you said all the right things. They don't value you. No. It's been months. You know what I mean?
I almost say you're at this point, Lord. I'm gonna give you my a fly for. Slasher Chick says, I can already tell by Kimmy's face that she's gonna say what needs to be said. And is okay, like I told y'all, she is the definition of wisdom. And so someone defined me as wisdom. I'm like, I'm wise to a certain level, like certain things I have insight to. But whenever I think of like wisdom, I can think of a person like you. But that's also too much. I'm not trying to put all that pressure on you. But you are young but wise.
Yeah.
She has an old soul, y'all.
Well, I experienced a lot at a young age, but I'm grateful for that because I can get it right now. I think when you're ready, you'll make the time and space for what you want, and it will align with what you're looking for. And by that I mean you're not gonna second guess what you're being told, right? You're not like what you're being told and what you're seeing aren't gonna confuse you. You're not gonna have any questions. You're also not gonna wait because it's like if you don't want to wait, you're gonna meet somebody who also doesn't want to wait. If you met him in February, why are you guys still trying to figure out what you guys are in September?
Girl, look, I felt shame I had to go off. It is probably me. Like, I feel like
it is you because the ball is
I allow I just need more time. I'm going through life. And I'm like, yeah, sure.
You have a great weekend. Thank you. The ball is always in your court. Your court, not his. Your court. The ball is always in your court. You get to decide when you're done waiting. You get to decide when you feel like you're not being valued, so you got to get out of there. You get to decide, you know, which way things go, to be completely honest with you. And it really is you who decides to stay. If you know this stuff, act on it. Otherwise, you're not serious. You're not dead ass. You're not serious. You're not ready. And when you are, you're just gonna get up and go. You're gonna be like, okay, and that's it. But you're not there yet. You're having fun right now. You know, he's somebody who's convenient. You guys are entertaining each other, so you don't mind. But when you mind, you know, you're gonna do what you need to do.
Yeah,
but
I don't spaz out.
You gotta be honest with yourself. You're entertaining it right now. You're having fun. It's not that big of a deal. You know where you're really at.
Girl, you missed your mark. Are you like in school for therapy, life coaching?
Oh, I'm in therapy.
You're like, I'm in therapy, paying for it.
Okay.
So, okay, what you saying that? So I've done therapy for about a year. Then something is like my eyes itching. So I stopped right before. My eye. Hold on, give me a second. I put on some lotion, that Nivea, on my face, and it's kind of like irritating. But yes, I was in therapy for a while, and then in therapy, that was one of our questions. You know, they give you, I don't know, it depends on what type of therapy you do. So we did a lot of like life work, and so she wanted me to have goals, and so in each session we would, you know, attack one of the goals or try to figure out if I was kind of like addressing it, how was I dealing with each goal that I set for myself. And one of the last goals that I never got to was how I dealt with romantic partnerships and why I couldn't get close to people. Because for the longest, I didn't have no type of romantic partnerships at all. It wasn't a thing for me. I didn't care. I didn't think I cared for it. It wasn't on my bucket list. And so that was the last thing I was going to work on. Then I completely stopped going to therapy. And in that same year, I became a slut.
Don't say that.
Okay, scratch that. You know, it's already on live.
That's not what it's called. It's called being young and turned.
You
are a single woman.
I just started exploring.
You're not married. You don't have, you know, big responsibilities. You can be young and turned, and that's exactly what you are. And you're exactly at the age where you need to be doing that.
So I became young
because when you're serious, being young and turned, you can't do that no more. So while you can do that. Don't call yourself a slut.
Okay, so
you're young and turned.
I was allowed to date.
You're allowed to date who you want, when you want, how you want. You're allowed to do what you want, where you want, how you want to do it, because you have the liberty to do that. You have the privilege. You have the freedom to do that. And I think people try to degrade women by calling them those names, or women try to degrade themselves by calling them those names.
Because that's what my brother said I was becoming. Because he was like, "You just doing too much. You're
doing what?
You are doing the opposite."
Doing what you're supposed to do right now. Because imagine you're in your free spirit. You're your authentic self, and that's when you finally meet somebody who's going to accept you as you are, because they met you in that way, and it's not because you hid yourself.
Agreed.
It's not because you were trying to minimize who you are. It's because you accepted that you're young and turned, and you're allowed to be young and turned. You're a young, independent woman, right?
Correct. I pay for my own bills. Okay, I'm not asking.
You know what I mean? Like you.
I want to be taken care of, but you know.
Dance to the beat of your own drum, and you're gonna find somebody who fits that rhythm, and they're gonna fit it very naturally, and it's gonna work. And it's really that simple. Once you start thinking like that, everything starts to align for you. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. I don't have kids. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have kids. I don't have big responsibilities. Like, I'm single. Who are you?
I'll take what you said and take it in, but that's how I felt at that time. I'm not in that headspace nor this was last year.
And don't let people put you in that headspace either.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying my best not to. At this particular stage, I'm in a more like I want something more of substance.
Exactly. He'll be all right. More than
My
anything,
brother.
you'll find somebody who loves it, adores it. It will encourage your shenanigans. Okay.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Slasher chick. I want someone to encourage my shenanigans. I don't want him to be shenanigan up with me though.
Nah, he'll be in the background. He'll hold the camera.
Yes, encourage the
He'll be your biggest hype
supporting.
man.
Yeah. Be a supporter.
You know what else I wanted to mention? I wanted to mention how much you've grown since the last time we spoke, because a few years ago, you did not think you were good enough for love. You didn't think you were worthy enough for a relationship. You didn't want to be in one. You didn't think anyone would ever look at you in that type of way because you didn't see yourself in that type of way. You didn't see yourself in that type of light.
And I was very vocal about it.
You were very vocal about it.
I stamped it on myself like this.
You were done. You were done. And this was like 2018, 19. Like,
that was a minute ago.
You were so young at the time.
No,
and 20s. You were like, no, it's not for me. It's not meant for me. I'm okay. Like,
nope.
It went as far as, you accepting that you didn't want to have kids because you didn't think you would meet anyone who would want to have kids with you. Girl, when I heard you were starting to date, I was like, I know that's right. I know that's right.
Girl, I've been out here having fun. Okay, no.
And I've been seeing you having fun. I know that's right.
Yeah, it's all a growing process. It's nice to talk to someone who kind of like experienced like the other Dawn. Because first off, I don't call it fake. I feel like we evolve. Our perspectives change, and I feel like my perspective has changed. And even I'm still evolving now. So that's why everything just seems so new for me. And I'm used to being very transparent. And I feel like this particular chapter of my life is hard to decipher how much to share, when it's appropriate to share, without kind of,
you feel it.
So that's why I just haven't been on. Like, I don't know. I don't want to have to deal with certain stuff or people.
You don't have. It's really that simple. You have a choice to say yes or no at any given moment. If you decide you don't want to share, don't share.
She said, "I don't even know that, dog, girl. I was a different gal. Okay."
Dawn was completely different. It's a beautiful 180. I was an auntie 180.
I was giving true auntie church.
Right. Oh my God.
Lord bless.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but like you just really did not believe this type of reality for yourself, and it was just like,
I didn't think I was gonna leave. I was gonna leave my house.
Yeah, you didn't think yourself
the Brady Bunch
could be different. Like it just wasn't. This was not a reality for you.
No.
And like the Dawn that's sitting right here is the Dawn I already saw. Speaking to you, I already saw that. So it was just like, dang, like, I really wish she could see herself in the light that I see her, but only you can really see that. Like only that reality can come from you seeing yourself in that type of way.
Yes. And I agree. It's creating a life of love, or what you see yourself as. And I feel like that's what it was. Therapy was a big thing. That's why I'm going back. I don't want y'all to think I just left therapy and was like, I'm not going back. But I just booked a session.
Therapy comes in waves. There's also different forms of therapy. The therapy I'm in right now is transitional therapy because I'm going through a lot of transitions in my life, and it's like, help. How do I do this? I think childhood trauma therapy will always be a thing as I elevate in life and transition into certain areas that I haven't been in before. But for the most part, I'm just trying to navigate my day-to-day life in the process of healing through those type of traumas.
That is very, I can relate to, I don't know what you're going through, but like the transition part, I feel like this year has been a year of transition, and a lot of like dealing with our families, because we have different backgrounds, of course, like we don't go through the same things. I just realized that was not right. That was not, the right way. And even how I treated certain family members of like this expectation, because like I said, I was a very super religious person, and how my mom thought things should be when it came to me and dealing with men or dealing with my siblings. I felt a lot of pressure on having to be like this perfect or good representation of my family, to where I feel like that's when I decided all of those things for me. Like, Dawn is going to be alone. She's going to be the cool auntie with no kids. It's just easier to deal with that than to deal with people and how they perceive my life to be. Because I'm naturally optimistic, and that's probably because I had to be dealing. If anyone, I don't know if anyone have a lot of siblings, but it's 8 of us. It's 8 people in the household. We always had other people that came and lived with us, cousins, because they went through a lot of transitional periods where they weren't able to be with their families. So it was always someone else in our house, including us, that I had to be like the person to take care of, or like be if y'all know what a jester is, I mean, you know, like a jester, like I had to be the one to bring up the morale. So I never could be Dawn, or they call me Patty, they call me Patty. So I never could be Patty with an attitude, because Patty didn't have an attitude. Patty was the person who was supposed to have that uplifting spirit. Like, if you want the mood to change, you want good vibes, she's not gonna be bad. She's just gonna keep the kids in line, make sure they listen. You would call me. I was that person in all of our family. I was aware that my dad even told me, which was kind of crazy. He was like, you never wanted nothing. And he was like, you was a low maintenance. And so that's like a trigger for me now. I don't like when a man say I'm low maintenance, because what? You was a low maintenance child. I didn't want new shoes. I didn't want new clothes. I was okay with getting hand-me-downs, because I was always told we didn't have. It's too many of us. Even though it was told directly to me, I would hear it. So when it came to school, I'm like, I can wear the same shoes I wore last year. I need new clothes. I probably got a little bustier. But I'm like, do you want this? I'm like, no. Like, can we afford it? But no, I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay with getting hand-me-downs. I'm okay with not asking for stuff. And so when I told him, I'm like, well, I never felt like I could really ask for stuff because we didn't have it. And he said, you never asked. He was like, that was your fault. But I'm like, I was never given the opportunity or the space to feel comfortable to ask, because I was always told. He would say, I got all these damn kids. You know how, like, you got all these kids, y'all eating me out of house and home. That was like his saying, y'all eating me out of house and home. And I'm like, well, I don't need much, because I wasn't really a popular kid. So I wasn't really into like styling. I was a low maintenance child. I didn't have many friends outside of like the friends that I had. They were like the kind of like more personality than me. So normally they would just like bring me along. If I didn't have clothes that they felt like was cute, they would let me borrow them. So I'm like, I don't really need.
I'm taking you guys along with me to my house. I was supposed to leave work 20 minutes ago.
Oh, and you even got online. I mean,
I did.
Don't feel pressure to stay. If you need to go, we totally understand.
I like this conversation. And I haven't been on YouTube in years, so why not?
You low-key liking it. You low-key like, I could do this.
That's not it. I don't want to share my life like that no more.
You know what? I feel like that's a good point. So in the process of me, when I had, so I didn't do any videos for about 2.5 years, 2 years, only because I didn't want to share what was going on, which I kind of share and kind of not share, but I'm learning that you can share without sharing it all, and I had to relearn like, hey, there's ways I can still tell a story without telling the full story. So I feel like you may need to have a channel. This is opinion, or maybe you just giving more like advice, because you have so much wisdom that I feel like even this conversation for me has been one where it's like, someone can say the same stuff over and over again, but it's the way that they say it. I can receive it, and maybe because I'm in a more receiving status of my life. Because when I made the live, it's like I just need some change. And whenever I go live, I feel like I'm always in this process. Okay, I just need, y'all. She didn't got off. She's having some problems. We're gonna wait for her to. I don't know if she can hear. Her camera is having some issues. I'm gonna keep her up and see if it come back. But yeah, we go through the process of when I'm on here, that I'm trying to share and have these moments. Have these moments with y'all to where I can process like what's happening in real time. So not every day, like I was telling someone, not every day I'm going to be jovial. Not every day okay, we're gonna try to get her back. Not every day I'm gonna have this particular demeanor where it just may be full of life. And that's what I'm relearning. And also in the process of that, I'm learning boundaries. I'm learning to have boundaries when it comes to relationships, and that's with family. That's with romantic relationships. And one of the biggest things. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all what's on my phone. Okay, she back. I'm gonna show you what's on my phone that what kind of made me like super like. I was in my feelings for a minute, but not in a bad way. Always in a good way for me. And it was this. Some people in your life, and that's not it. Okay, it's on my thing. It's on my phone. Okay, she's back. Alexa, you back? Kimmy, I'm sorry.
I mean, whichever. Both my names.
It's off of it's just years of me just saying that. I'm like, girl, look here, respect. So I put on my phone on my cover. Where is it at? Oh, you can't. I'm gonna just read it. It says, energy is so expensive, not giving that away for free anymore unless your actions match your words. I respectfully decline your access to me. So I have been trying to set boundaries on how people, whether that's family or romantic partners, just everyone in general, how they have access to me. And that's even with YouTube. Like if I want to share something, I'm gonna share it, and I'm gonna share it respectfully with how much I feel like it's in decency in order for me to share, because I found in the past that I've overshared on stuff, and sometimes it made people uncomfortable, and I feel like you have to respect other people and their boundaries, because not everybody want to have their business up on YouTube. And also I'm just learning that's having some type of secrecy about you, just some type of mystery, not secrecy. Mystery is also beautiful too. And so, I'm relearning Dawn, reestablishing herself. And one of the biggest things, is something that Alexa has said, is that I don't know if this, I'm gonna just paraphrase from what I got from what she said, is having value in yourself and having self-respect and kind of moving in a way to where no one's going to love you like how you can love yourself.
Right.
How can I expect someone to love me a certain way if I'm not loving myself the way in which I demand for them to love me? Because if I was, certain stuff I'm not going to accept from that person because I already know how it should feel. So for me, I'm trying, like I I know, but it's like it's almost like when you go to school, you know certain things, I always put them in action. So I'm trying to put stuff in action so we're okay, Dawn, don't continue to accept this particular behavior. And if you keep saying, well, if I just wait for X, Y, and Z to change, then it's gonna be like a whole new situation and the person, and that's even. I'm big on friendships, so I treat everything the same. And certain people don't know how not to be without a person. So I feel like maybe I'm not codependent because recently with a friend, I'm just like, I just can't be readily available for you like that no more because mentally I'm exhausted from always having to give to where I don't want to, overextend myself to where now it's like an attitude and I feel like I may not be getting that in return. So I just rather just keep stuff, we can have open communication, we could do stuff, but when I don't want to do nothing, I'm no longer going to do it because I'm trying to appease you or to make you feel good. And then I'm also being like left in the dark. Like I don't feel comfortable in certain settings with certain people. I may seem like I am a big personality, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't like large crowds. A lot of people don't know that about me. Like they assume when they see me out, because I do a lot of events. I'm in marketing with my financial institution, so I do have to talk to large crowds. I do have to interact with large crowds, but certain people assume I like that in leisure. Like you like concerts, you like to go to these clubs, or you like to go into large settings and chill. No, I'm a very we can go out, small crowds, mom and pop type shops. That's fun for me. I don't need no big extravaganza moment. I can have fun in those atmospheres and those settings, but that's not fun to me. That's something I wouldn't pick to do unless it's like a very chilled atmosphere. If it is a large group, like maybe it's like a concert in the park, I do like those. But I don't like the whole turn up in the park where it's thousands and thousands of people. That gives me anxiety to be amongst. I've watched too many movies. I have to have an escape plan. And so if I don't know my area of surroundings, it does freak me out. I don't like to be in a lot of people's faces. I feel like I'm a big believer when you meet people, impressions is big because you never know when you meet them again or how that interaction will impact them. So I never want to meet someone when I know I'm not going to be comfortable in a particular setting if it's not work, something I'm getting paid for. But I am also mindful of how I meet people because I don't know if I told y'all before. I met somebody when I was a kid and I was a total bitch. Okay. I was just rude. I was upset because I thought once again, my parents have put me in a situation to have to deal with somebody that's not my family and I'm stuck with them. And I don't know them. I'm uncomfortable. And when I met these group of girls that we had to like take around town, I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. That's how I felt. I was like, I don't want to be here. And normally I'm such a nice person, but I was just not nice to this girl. And she checked me. Later on, I had seen her the next day and I was in better spirits on my terms. And I tried to be like, hey girl, like how you doing? She was just like, you're not nice. Like, why are you talking to me? And I was like, did not just try me up in here. Yeah, but my mama quiet. And she was like, you're not nice. And I was like, okay. Like, do you not know Patty is the nicest person in this world? And I remember thinking like, dang. And my mom wanted to tell me like the whole situation with their family. They just had a very rough, situation. And so coming to my mom was very like nice, religious woman. This Christian lady kids is me. And that's all she remembered about me from years and years to come. And I'm like, dang, I was mean to this girl. To me, I wasn't mean. I just wasn't welcoming. I wasn't welcoming to this person. And she wasn't welcoming to me and try to kind of reconnect, even when I was like in better spirits. So now when I meet people, I try my darnest to meet them in a better light, I guess. But yes, that's my whole little spiel. I'm over that part now. But yeah, I try to meet people in a better setting, y'all. I really do, because you never know how they impact it. Like, how the introduction to you can impact them when they see you again, or just how they move about in life. Because it could have been her thing where people like that are not the nicest, like they fake, or they just not kind, and I don't want to be not kind to no one. So I try to make sure my mood is in a certain way when I come on live, when I meet people at the event. If I'm sick, I'm sick. I can't do nothing about it. But I do believe in how we meet people is important. So I try my darnest to be in good spirits. Thank you, Slasher Chick. It's all a process. I feel like, and like elevating or evolving in life. That's the word. I would say it's all evolution. I'm gonna put Kimmy had to go down for a second, so I'm gonna wait till she's ready to come back up. But that's where I'm at. I'm gonna need her to get like a little icon. But yes, that's where I'm at. I'm trying to think. But now my thought process is trying to come back to where it makes sense. So with me, what is that noise? Is that her? Okay, she's sticking right. So, okay. Oh, now she's getting comfortable. the signature, not the signature floor. That's when you about to make a video.
I'm on my yoga mat.
That's when you set in the mood. You set in the mood. Calm, serene. Y'all can't find. I have a yoga mat here, and I cannot find it since I moved. I've been working out once a week with a trainer, and we're supposed to bring yoga mats, and I never bring it. So this past week I looked for it, and I'm like, I was gonna do yoga every other day. Every day I bought the whole yoga set, and I cannot find none of it. And I feel so bad. I'm like, dang, and it was a nice yoga set. I was doing yoga for a good week about 2 years ago.
I'm a yoga teacher now.
I'm about to learn how to do the downward dog. I'm about to be in such good energy, and y'all can find it to save my life.
This takes practice.
Yeah, and I was ready to be, a master of it. After a year, I should have been good, but at this point, I don't know if I'm at it. I have to do it. I have the blocks. That's all I have. I want to get back into it. Girl, don't laugh at me, Alicia. Don't do that. We all have our struggles. But yes, I feel like I didn't tell so much about my non-life. Do you have any questions for me? Intriguing questions for Dawn? She's on the like, okay, girl, now you putting me on I just be wondering. I feel like I haven't talked to you in a minute, and I feel like it's nice to talk to someone. I'm gonna let her think about it. It's nice to talk to someone who is at one point been on YouTube, so you kind of know, as well as known me or of me in a different chapter of my life, to ask certain questions that may kind of align that I can actually answer, and it be not like real surface. Like, okay.
So Dawn now, what would Dawn tell Dawn 5 years ago, knowing what you know now, being where you are now, experiencing what you've experienced these past few years? What would you tell yourself?
That reminds me that's like one of those places. That's how I know she's doing therapy. That was such one of the assignments. Write a letter to your younger self. Delisha, right? She says, love this question. So I'm trying to think. I don't want to. If I'm thinking right now, 5 years ago, where was I 5 years ago? What is it? 2000.
On YouTube.
I would say 5 years ago, I was obsessed with being heard. I felt like when I started YouTube 7 years ago, 5 years, a little bit under 5 years ago is when I've been here officially for 6 years. So 5 years ago is when I actually became consistent on YouTube because I had moved from St. Louis to Texas. I was excited. I wanted my whole journey of life to be televised and everyone to kind of know me, and I wanted to be seen. I would say the advice that I would give to that person was not to be a people pleaser and not to have shared so much to where I felt like people, it didn't matter what people thought about me. I always felt judged. Like I'm not doing enough, so that it's okay to like go through that process. But I would just say that, like, not be a people pleaser, because at that point in my life I was a people pleaser. And that's why I shared so much on YouTube. Like I was always live all the time. I was in the restroom, I was live. If I was driving, I was live. If I was, ooh, girl, I see a piece of paper on the floor, I was live. Because it was a moment to share so I could become famous. And I feel like the need for that for me is no longer. I feel like originally the true genuine reason for starting YouTube wasn't the same. I honestly just want to be on here now. I don't care about being monetized. I don't care about all of these other accolades that you can get. I feel like I want to be able to leave a sense of legacy, to where if someone was to look back, it would have some level of substance. And so I want to be a woman of substance. And I feel like back then there wasn't no rhyme or reason why I was doing what I was doing. I was just doing it just to do it, which is fine. It's okay. But now that I'm older, I feel like a lot of drama that either I curated or inserted myself in when it came to YouTube, or just like within like my family, that you could just tell the maturity level just wasn't there. It just wasn't. I was just used to just kind of inserting myself in certain situations, y'all. So that would be like my take. Not the restroom, girl. Yes, I was Miss Live Queen. Okay. So the reason that we started doing lives was so you couldn't no longer do live videos on your phone unless you had a certain amount of subscribers and I think views or watch hours, something ridiculous like that. So I was stuck on trying to get these hours and get these people to follow me. A lot of people will follow you if you went live. So I was kind of like, I was stuck on being monetized, and being monetized for what? Because it wasn't even genuine. So I have all of these subscribers that may not be the most genuine individuals, because that shows up in the views for some of the content. So now I'm stuck on finding my niche, enjoying what I'm doing, because at the end of the day, if I'm not enjoying it, then what's the point of doing it? YouTube has become a form of, let me take this restroom thing off. YouTube has become a form of therapy for me, and I feel like the way that I'm using it now is completely different. I mean, I feel like it's the same thing as a diary, and that's where I'm at right now. YouTube is a form of therapy for me in order for to have continued growth, and that's how I'm going to use it. And that's all I can say. And that's the advice that I could give, honestly, myself at that particular moment. There wasn't nothing happening in my life at that moment to where I felt like things were bad. I hadn't experienced nothing of true trauma 5 years ago. So, fast forward to where we are now, I've experienced a lot of trauma. I had to identify some trauma that I had blocked out from when I was a child that I had to address. And to know me is to know that I am not I believe in accountability. I believe in moving on. So a lot of the stuff that I've experienced in the past, especially when it comes to family or friends, I have like put in a bottle. I know that I've addressed it in a certain way. I feel like, oh, this happened, put it in a bottle. Oh, this happened, put it in a bottle. And so when it comes to how I deal with people now, I'm like, why do I do that? You know what I mean? And I feel like that stuff is in a bottle. And so sometimes you don't want to open up that bottle because it can be uncomfortable for you to have to deal with the stuff that you kind of like unattach yourself from. You know it, like something's happened, but you haven't addressed it because you just don't feel like dealing with it. I feel like that's where we're at. For me, it's in some ways it can become harmful, and in some ways it can't. For me, that's how I've been able to survive and to thrive in my tender 30 plus years, is because I've always been a very optimistic person when it comes to situations. I believe that things are never as simple as they seem. They're just not. And even if I was being objective in situations where you have to address stuff in the past, things, when stuff happens, it's going to be three things. It's going to be your version, their version, and the truth. It's always going to be stuff that you're not aware of that happened in situations that you weren't privy to, or you just didn't kind of address, because in those moments of anger or in those moments of trauma or sadness or happiness, you remember things as you remember it from your perspective and lens. You don't have the other perception or perspective of the other individual, or the or multiple situations that kind of led to certain events in your life. And so for me, that's why I think the way that I think with certain things, because I'm like, I may not be privy to certain things, and so I can't get upset. So not until recently, within the last couple of years, that when I had to start dealing with stuff that didn't make sense, and I was kind of frustrated and overwhelmed, all that left out the door for me. I didn't have no. I'm gonna wait to I'll make her screen small until she come back. I didn't have no sense of empathy for people and situations, because I realized that people are natural, in some cases, are naturally evil and self-centered and self-serving. And even when it comes to myself, like certain stuff you will deal with is because in some way, shape, or form it serves you. I'm not the type of person. Normally, I would sacrifice my happiness for the betterment of another individual. It's just how I was raised. It's just how I've been conditionalized to deal with situations that I believed that other people's happiness meant more than mine. Like, if they were like, that was my true. I was designed to be on this earth to make sure that people were happy. Oh, is she back?
Love is in the air. My cousin just got proposed to.
Oh, shout out, Lord, claim my ring for 2000.
I don't know if you remember my Canadian the last Christmas vlog I did where I went to Canada.
Mm-hmm. That cousin. What?
Yes.
Some years. We're gonna send out positive vibes and wishes for a good matrimony for the look. Let's say congratulations to Kimmy's cousin. You can't find it. She took the video off. But congratulations to the cousin. Good vibes only for a prosperous marriage full of love and happiness.
Absolutely.
She there? Or they just sent the message?
Hold on.
It's like we live.
Where is she? No, not her. It's her I want to see. I said hi to Auntie Jenny already. I haven't seen Lakeisha yet. Oh, is that her now? Oh, okay. Auntie Jenny, come on.
Yes, it is a celebration.
Hello? Lakeisha!
Oh, it's the excitement for me. So that's where I want to be at. I want to be where Kimmy is screaming for the cousin. I want to be in the love.
Show us the.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Yeah. Okay. Love you.
Love you.
Now they can do
Sorry,
the
y'all.
trend on
Sorry,
TikTok. You know, that's my
All right,
fiance. You know, it's all the moments. You came back in with all the energy
Yeah.
that we needed.
You have my full attention, y'all.
Girl, look, the attention. We just been rambling and going into different conversations of situations.
I'm sorry I missed it.
Girl, I don't even remember what I was talking about. My attention span is about this. I just be talking, and then another thing come up, and then it leads into this and growth
Right.
and all of these things. I don't remember. Alicia, do you remember? Girl, I don't know. Look, I got excited about the future wedding. I'm like, where are they getting married? Are they gonna get married in Canada? Are they gonna get married in the States? Are they going back home? I think Alexa is Ghanaian. She's Ghanaian. I might be wrong. Something happened to her service. We're gonna smaller into she can. Oh, there she go. Is it back?
Yes.
Oh,
Can you see me? Am I back?
We can see you, but the service. I think you're stuck. Or either okay, maybe okay, you moving. But at first you was. I like this hair.
I wasn't.
It's giving very much vacation. It's very much Beyonce.
I wish.
It's giving very much on the run tour. Girl, I almost want to get some longer hair. My hair is just down to my bra strap. I want to get it down to the shoulders. Okay, she says you're unfrozen now. Okay, thank you, Alicia. I don't know what it was. Like you was frozen for a good little second, but you back now. You looking thick. Looking on the snake. Anyway, you.
No, girl.
You was looking like a model.
I lost weight, girl.
Girl, no. It's the angle. Don't look at me.
Stress.
Don't stress. Look, I haven't reached the whole stress weight yet, but it's coming. Look, I'm ready to lose some pounds, but I also don't want to be moody. So when you don't eat or stuff like that, I get very much like in my zone, like a zombie. I get like a zombie form. So I don't want to be a zombie, but something like, dang, I don't want to do this. But all this week, I've been to myself at home. So give us I thought since you haven't been on here for a while, what's with respect of what you feel comfortable sharing, how have you been, and like as far as like life? Because I already feel like you already shared that you in a transition period of your life, but what would make you come back to YouTube and share without sharing so much for you to feel comfortable?
I feel like once I figure out how to do that in a healthy way, then I'll be back for sure. But like, I had a camera on me all the time, so it was just like, when you're a vlogger, or how do you vlog your day-to-day life without exposing your day-to-day life? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to always do sit-down videos. I want to be able to share parts of my life with people. I just don't want people to start to get entitled. Because even going live, like people were just like, oh yeah, go live. And I didn't have topics to talk about, and they would just be like, oh, we just want to see your face. It's like, no. Like,
that could be a story.
It was
follow me on Instagram.
Right. It was getting weird, and I just didn't feel comfortable anymore, because a lot of the times when you're going live, you can't see who's watching you unless they're
collecting data.
And I didn't like that. And then I also felt like I didn't have the right audience for what I was putting out. like the vlogs I did were different from other people's vlogs.
Yes,
You
yeah.
know,
She is an editing genius. Very much like it was given very much she's been doing this. Someone is editing her videos. She took time.
I,
It wasn't like you just putting up anything for someone to watch. It was very much professional.
and it came like clockwork. Like I used to put out vlogs without even thinking about it, but now I really have to think about picking up a camera and recording myself and editing, and it just doesn't come as naturally as it did before.
That was her slasher chick. She was the girl with the good edits. I feel like it's all a period. I feel like when it's meant to be for you to come back, I feel like it would happen. I feel like for me, it just had to be me going live for a minute. And also, that's what I was talking about when you wasn't on here. I came back for a sense of, for me, therapeutic. I have so much time on my hands. I don't live with nobody. I just have this time, and I enjoy talking, but also not talking to where I feel like I'm obligated or stuck somewhere. So that's what made me like, okay, well, maybe I don't want to do a sit down video. And we were talking about, okay, what stuff is popular for you? I'm like, I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like making a cooking video. I don't feel like doing my makeup and talking on the screen like that. And I knew those were videos that got more traction. I just didn't feel like that, but I also know I like to go live. And for those, like, it's comfortable for me, and I don't have no time. It's better than me fixating on, the situation we were talking about before. Instead of me sitting there like, okay, why is this not happening? Why this person isn't doing this? To me, this is therapeutic. So that's why I started to do lives when I feel like it. So I come here when I feel like going live and divulging the little bit of information that people are like, ooh, what is Dawn doing? We haven't seen her in a while, because Dawn don't want you to see her. And I will come outside. But now I kind of understand. Remember, like back in the day, all the well-known bloggers and YouTubers, content creators have all moved and made their new home of TikTok and Instagram. And they would talk about how much pressure, I used to follow Jackiana, how much pressure they felt with creating content and on these schedules, as if not, then they would get bombarded with the comments of, we haven't seen you, or why don't we know certain information. Someone popped up with a whole kid, and I was like, what do we do pregnant? Certain stuff people just don't even know about you. And it's off of the level of comfortability for the person. So I totally understand it. But I'm going to always harass her about, coming. So I just feel like she's one of them people to where she's just super creative and interesting, even when she's not talking about nothing. So when she used to say, like, come to your face, Miss Kimmy Alexa is interesting on all topics. But this was the thing, is that I feel like people that would want you to talk but not interact when you didn't have a comment, that wasn't fair. So I'm like, well, like, you have to be in there. Like, what is what are people wanting to hear? Yeah. And then sometimes if it's not your the direction that you want for your channel, then I can totally understand. Like, this is not what I wanted this to be, and this isn't what brings me, joy. So I feel like that's how I ended up getting into lives. Someone was just like, we like it when you go live, and I'm like, what?
I was one of those.
I want to talk about. So if I go live, I like to have a topic, because if not, me sitting here twiddling my thumbs. By the grace of God, Miss Kimmy Alexa has decided to come up here, but we would have been off like a minute ago, or not, because I would have started rambling, and it would have been like a whole another topic. Y'all were like, what? How did we get here? I'm like, oh shoot, my bad. So it's been 2 hours. I'm sorry. That's me. But yeah, I do want to have content on my channel and not be like put to like slapped on it like you're making a sandwich. I want it to be nice and presented well, and I have ideas. So with me sitting here talking, all this free time I keep claiming I could have been editing something, but then also I don't want to do it. So this is easy for me to just come on live and give y'all my time. Shout out to the 5 people in the streams.
Yay!
Don't forget to thumbs
I
up.
wonder who
Show her some love.
are though.
You say you want what? You have one out.
I wonder who 5 people are though.
I couldn't. It keep going out when you talk. Is it just me?
I said, I wonder who those 5 people are though.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, so I know for a fact the slasher chick. She said that she was cleaning up, so every couple of seconds she commented. It's probably my sister. So it's probably listed as 3. Remember Vondi? He does. He was in the chat earlier. Oh, slash chick says, "I'm here." Hey, girl. And it's probably people from the bushes. Who knows? Probably my people I don't talk to. Who? That's what I'm saying. People like they be watching, and I'm like, oh, one of an old friend of mine has said, "Oh, I seen you on YouTube. I'll be watching, but I don't say nothing." I said, "That's weird." He was like,
"See what I mean?" Like,
he was like, "Patty, I just listen to you. I just listen to you. Like, what you want me to say? I don't have nothing to say. I just listen to you talk." So I was like, now I have to be conscious of what I say. Not to say it's because of him, but also when ears, it's always like kids. Like when ears are watching certain stuff, YouTube was originally a safe, like a place that no one didn't know about. You know what I mean? So I feel like I can say anything. Now I feel like I have to be very much mindful of what I say, because it's people that probably because at one point I was so I would do all of that over again. Like getting my coworkers on here. I don't want them on my space. So some coworkers, shout out to y'all. Whether y'all still at the job or not, they follow me. So I feel like I try to be very mindful of what I say when it comes about my job, or when I go live, or when I share certain videos, and the times of day that I share them, or how much information I share that may be, too personal to where they feel like people think they know you and they don't know you. But I feel like certain people may know me because Miss Kimmy read me but she read me enough to where I felt like, yeah, she know me. She was the dawn of back then, because I was always on here, like the ups and downs, the stress of YouTube, of the drama. They used to stress me. I think one time I had a whole panic attack. I'm not gonna say the person's name, but they were obsessed with Alexa, and that stressed me out. And you know what I'm talking about. I was stressed real life, texting you, and I'm like, why are they doing this? And we going back and forth trying to figure out the situation, and the person started messaging me, and I'm like, they said this. And my older sister, who's also on YouTube, we were at the I remember like it was yesterday. We was at what is the place you go and get clothes, it's hand-me-downs? Goodwill. It's not Goodwill, but it's one of those type of shops, secondhand store. And I got a message from the person, and it immediately stressed me out to where I was like, I'm not going live, because this person gonna come in my live and gonna be saying stuff and egging it on, and I'm friends with this person. It's too much. And I said, I don't know if I should pray for them, because they're making threats. And she said, this is too much. Why? Why are you entertaining this? I said, because that's what I have to do. She was like, no, you don't. I was real deal having a panic attack, because I'm like, I don't know what is happening. And so from there, I was like, oh, don't you need to reevaluate who you befriend on the YouTube streets? Because I was like, I don't even know how I got here with this person. So that was interesting for people who think that you have to live with people or be close to have friends that are I've never met Kimmy, but I considered her a friend. I never met her in real life, not real life, but in person. So when all this stuff was happening, I felt obligated, not stressed out about her, stressed out about the other person.
Yeah.
she was semi-stressed. She was semi-stressed. But I was like, what in the world? Is this even, do people do this? Is this real life? And if we could, girl, if the walls could talk, y'all would understand the reason why I was stressed. People and understanding when people want attention. So
Listen,
that also, she told me, she's like, girl, this person ain't gonna do nothing. They just want attention. And if you would have never said that, I just would have still been stressed. Like, what is going on? Because I've never dealt with that. Like, why would a person do all these things? And y'all, it was a time for me, okay, and I'm grown.
it's
Grown
time
for that.
for that. First of all, I apologize that you had to be in the middle or feel like you had to be in the middle of the nonsense that was going on at the time. That's not fair to you, and that wasn't right.
I was so naive. I just thought everybody could just be friends and there could be love. Yeah, I was dumb. And now them people don't even talk to each other, interact with each other. They don't probably even think about each other. And it was a time, but it used to be YouTube drama, y'all, and not even the good drama. It was like, what? So and so over here doing this, and I'm like, what? And
Annoying.
she had to. I wasn't really aware. I just thought, oh, this is like it's fun and games. It can't be serious. But people were very much serious.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out.
Yeah.
Hopefully y'all in doing better, because I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. Look, y'all not here to I like that perspective. From my perspective, we were talking about that earlier too. Like, I'm growing now to have. I'm a very perspective type of person, so that's probably why I'm so naive in a lot of situations. So I'm like, well, I don't understand. Like, how did we get here? Like, what was the different things that happened to where now there's a situation, whether it's good or bad. So that's why I'm not a person who have a lot of beefs. It's only because I'm like, how did I play a part in this? Or how did, like, I can't really not like people who people don't like, because I'm like, well, what got us here? And so a friend had recently told me, like, you should always be loyal to default, like ride with your friend. I said, no, that's not logical for me, because sometimes a friend is wrong. So yeah, I'm not gonna ride with the other person, but I feel like you should, like, a level of accountability should be for that friend. You know what I mean? If we don't have that, then how are you just let me just do stuff randomly and act stupid? And I've been very much stupid with these men, y'all. Okay, I'm not gonna tell y'all the dumb stuff I've done did, but I've had friends that's been like, Dawn, you do know that that's not normal, right? And I'm like, what do you mean it's not normal? Women don't do that. They're like, no, what is wrong with you? Like, don't stop. You grown, you can do what you want to do. I'm letting you know that ain't cool. And I'm like, it was a friend that told me about myself. Shout out to Chelsea. She's been in here before. She sometimes watching, don't say nothing too. But she had that was like the only friend, honestly, throughout just the last couple of years, like when stuff was happening and she would hear me vent, and she's like, you know what? Like, she let me stop, and I'm like, hey, like, Chelsea, like, why you quiet? And she was like, can I be honest? And whenever someone like, can I be honest with you? You already know they about to say something that may or may not have you in your feelings. So I feel like it gave me like a minute. It's like, hey, don't be guarded. Receive what this person is about to say. So she told me about myself. And of course I was like a little like, like, that's not nice. I'm not acting that way, am I? And so she was like, Patty. And I'm like, yes, because we're on the phone. And she was like, are you mad at me? I'm like, I said, I feel some type of way, but I'm not mad at you. But I respect that you as a friend would tell me that how I'm moving is not something that I wouldn't normally do unless I was just really, down bad. Like, just not having self-worth for myself. And so she's like, I'm just saying, this is what I just feel like it just needs to be told to you. I don't want you to end up, in a bad situation. Because the way I was moving with that particular person was like, it was not good, to where I could see myself going a downward fall, and anything they could say about this person, like, I was just like in love. I'm like, but they a good person. They care for me. And she was like, no, he don't. He don't care for you, fool. If he cared for you, he wouldn't do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, how did you know that? And she's like, you told me this without telling me. Because I don't like talking bad about people that I talk to. because I never know how long I'm gonna entertain that person, because that puts your friends or family members in a bad situation too. If all you ever disclose about someone that you're talking to, or like a loved one, is something that's negative, and it's like, well, you still cool with this person, what does it say about you? So she was just like, because you are being limited with information, or when I ask certain questions, you're not like saying what's happening. And then when I tell her, she was like, that's why you didn't tell me, because you knew I was gonna try to run up and try to unalive this person. And I was like, no, don't do that. And she was like, yeah, Dom, we're not moving that way. And I'm like, yeah. She was like, even if you do decide to keep talking to this person, I just want you to know that I'm here for you. I'm not gonna give no more opinion, unless you ask for it. But I felt like you needed to hear whatever she shared about this particular person. And just in general, like different situations, like with family. Like Chelsea's one of the people that normally how a person always call or reach out to you right when something is happening. You like, dang, how did they know? Like, what in the universe told this person to kind of reach out at this moment? You don't even talk to them like that, like all the time. That's what she was for me. Like every time something was happening, I'm like, I don't want you to always hear something bad. So I always like, sometimes I was like, I'm not gonna share, but she could hear it in my voice to be like, so Patty, what's going on? I was like, what? It is good to have people like that. He's like, okay, well, this is the situation. She was like, okay, well, you just need me to listen. So she's type of friend like this too. Like certain times you want someone to hear you vent. Like, do you need me to listen? Like, what are you needing from this conversation? And so sometimes I'll be like, I just need to listen and ear. Or sometimes I need advice, if I feel like that's needed, especially with family. My family is pretty big, and you have a big close, kind of like a big family. When we were having disagreements, I just wasn't used to that. Normally I would go to my family member. And so we weren't on the same page of life. It was just very awkward for me. And I'm like, even now I'm still territorial, because first off, your family's your family. I can nag about my family, but that's my family. Don't talk stuff about my family. So I had to check on it, like, look here. I know you feel like you know my family, but my family is a different breed. We loyal to a T, but they crazy. So I be sometimes territorial about them. But for a man, I'll be like, we just go through the motions and go through the flow. I feel like it is what it is. Whatever is meant for me when it comes to relationships, I feel like will happen eventually. And I feel like I'm in the era of me wanting to have like this beautiful romance or like love story. I want to be puzzled. I want my person to fit me. I don't want them to be like me. I don't want them like the same thing that I like. I want them to be meant like we like a perfect match, but not the same. So that's why I identified as a puzzle. Like we make sense. That's what I want. So I hope everybody can get that one day, find a person, coming running in and being like, girl, Dawn, like how Kimmy ran in the room. Girl, there's love in the air. I wanna have that moment of like, dang, I done found my person, and not necessarily feel like I settled for a person. That's what I want. So I hope to one day at least. Okay, bad note. I almost ended up becoming somebody's girlfriend just because I wanted to just say I've been somebody's girlfriend. And my friends was like, no. I was like, I just want someone to claim me, say I'm a woman. And she was like, do you like that boy? I said, I mean, he liked me. Why can't I accept his offer to be his girlfriend? We've talked. He's very much, persistent. And she was like, Dawn, no, don't do that. She's like, you gonna hurt that man's heart. I was like, for what? And I told him, I don't want to hurt you. But he was like, you ain't gonna hurt me. You a good woman, Savannah. And I'm like, it's just not matching. I was willing to make a piece happen just I wanted to say I was in a relationship. And so I had to, not do it. I don't know if I did the right thing or not. But I do want to be somebody's person. That's a desire. Is something wrong with me?
No, everybody's desire. Who doesn't want their person, right?
No,
that's normal. That's very normal. And I think experiencing dating at the age you're at right now is perfect because you're figuring it out now. Like you didn't have to go through trials and tribulations like I did.
Girl, See, if I was someone with a story like, girl, look, you should be lucky to know.
Oh,
And I'm
you?
like, girl, I want to know something. Look, my heart hasn't been broken. It's just been like, oh. So I understand. I don't want to probably go through there or go through like stuff. So
It's
hopefully
ghetto.
I don't. But I
You
know
won't.
it's all a process.
I
But
think I think you. I just feel so good about the way that things will unfold for you as far as dating. If you take yourself seriously and you practice self-love and you don't stick around for the things that you don't deserve. It's like if you feel like someone doesn't value you, that means they don't value you. And if you cut things off once you feel that, you'll be good. You'll meet your match quicker. Because like I said, the ball is gonna always be in your court. It doesn't matter what the situation is. You get the final say. You get the first. You get the last. You get all the says. You get to decide when it's not for you. And it's not about deciding that the other person is gonna feel bad. Let them feel bad. Like, let them feel bad. They'll be all right. But it's really down to how you feel about yourself and where you want to go, where you want to be at, and making sure what you're looking for, the fairy tale that you desire, matches what you're looking for.
I'm gonna accept that again. Didn't I tell y'all that her wisdom is unmatched? Look, that's how you know a person is in a healing era. So I can't wait to go to therapy. I can't wait to, talk to my therapist and be fully candid and like have those moments. I probably it's gonna be like this. I'm like, oh yes, and I love my therapist. Shout out to Rosalind. But just talking to her and like going through it to like to do that work. Because now I'm in a whole different season. I'm excited. And someone was telling me you need to learn how to love you, be by yourself. And I said, I've been by myself for 32 years. I don't think I need to learn how to be by myself. I think what she made a good saying, well not saying, she said something that was very powerful is learning to love yourself. And I feel like if I love myself the way that I say that I want to be loved, then I have no choice than to get that back. So I am preparing to love Dawn 142%. And to put out that energy. I'm not going to stop dating. You tried it. Someone saw like, ooh, stop dating. I'm like, girl, nah. If that's how I'm being in the house looking like an old maid, I'm going outside. And if it works out with the person, it works out. If it don't, it don't. I feel like now I have more standards. Like, okay, I'm not dealing with this when it comes to individuals upcoming. It's just this one person that I'm attached to. Y'all pray my strength in the Lord that I can unattach from this person. And so that's what I'm working on. Once I unattach from this person, I feel like I'm up and it's up and it's stuck. I'm like Cardi B. You know what I mean? It took her apparently 6-7 years to figure out what everybody else knew about her husband. But it's everybody have their own journey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when she was talking, we was like, you been here, that boy was not no good. Okay. He been cheating on you all this time. But some stuff, I don't regret going through the motions of what I've been through for the last 2 years. And that's like where it's personal or just like career wise, with friends, with family, because I feel like that develops grit, it develops growth, and develops perspective. So now going forward, how I deal with things are going to be different because now I have a point of reference. You better not yawn. Now I have we have to get off. Now I have like a point of reference for that I'm excited about, and I'm just happy. Like, even though someone has said I look like tired, I am tired. Okay, I have been sleeping a lot, so I'm not tired. But I feel like mentally, I've been like trying to put stuff to where I don't like putting my drama on other people. So a lot of my friends, even they text me now, like, we gonna go outside. So I'm like, no, I'm not. I want to chill. You want to come over and drink some wine, watch a little bit of rom-com with me. I'm down with that. I just don't want to be outside to like just be outside. So I feel like anything that I do have to be with a certain level of purpose, and so that's where I'm at in my life. I am with how whatever I'm doing. How is this like? What is it for? Like it's gonna give me growth. What am I getting for a situation or a time that I spent with certain people? And that's just where I'm at. I feel like I can't apologize for wanting to be a better version of myself and wanting to leave a legacy of love and respect, even if it looks, I don't know how that looks, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm not a body no more. So, you might get different hair from me, might get a different vibe. I might be sad, I might be happy, but whatever version you get, I want it to be authentic and, maybe provoke a sense of a conversation for yourself, for you to grow and to develop as well. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm about to get off because I am low key. I haven't eaten dinner, and I do want to finish watching Good Witch because they're about to take it off of Netflix. It's one of my favorite shows.
We on the same page because I'm ready to eat too.
I got some spaghetti in there. About to make some garlic bread. About to be on and what popping. Anything you want to leave the people on the YouTube streets lands before you get off, Kimmy?
I just want to thank everybody who watched tonight. I also just want to let people know to extend grace to themselves. Definitely extend grace because we're all trying to figure it out. And everybody's journey is different. Everybody's experiences are different. And I think we're really hard on ourselves. Like, if we give grace the same way we give grace to other people, we would feel better about ourselves. Like,
oh shoot, I think her phone died, but basically it completely went off. Shout out to Kimmy, aka Alexa dear Alexa, that's what she was called back on the YouTube lands and streets. I would like to extend that thought of that's what I just thought. She said her phone had cut off. She said that was God cutting me off. But yes, so she's off. But it's okay. We want to extend the idea of grace. And I guess I like to leave y'all on to continue to cultivate a journey of growth and development, and to find things. I feel like you have to pour into yourself. So I feel like this is a season of pouring into myself. So I want y'all to pour into y'all. So a lot of times we get comfortable with kind of being there for others, and then we kind of leave ourselves in the wayside. So I feel like for this week, do something for you. I don't care how small or trivial you think that item or thing may be, whether it's you just sitting down journaling, whether it's you taking a walk and just being with yourself, something that you like or enjoy, and just have that moment for you. And I feel like that's where I'm at. Like, love on yourself, build you up before you go and build another mom. Okay. With that being said, don't forget to follow me on all social media platforms. That is delightful_Dawn. If you have not already done so, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Push the notification bell so you can be notified every time that I upload. I will see y'all for another episode for Babes and Boundaries. Kimmy, I'm not going to put up I don't know if it's your personal account because it has like a different name on here. So I'm going to read what she says. She says, "Thank you so much, girl. This was great. On that note, good night, Dawn Delightful, and good night to the beautiful people." So rolling with what Kimmy said, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Don't forget to stay unapologetically you and all that you do. See y'all next week for another episode of Babes and Boundaries. Peace.